It's Marvel What If Season 1 with yours truly, Achilles, so let's get to it! I love comic book stories like this, where you can take a moment and take it on a different route. How one moment can change the outcome of the future, creating a different universe of untold possibilities. In the past, Marvel has done a lot of what if, which gives the imagination the freedom to spread like wildfire. What if Captain Carter were the first Avenger? In the first episode, we were briefly introduced to the Watcher. Now there are Watchers. There are more than one, as comic beings with the ability to achieve any desires. The episode did not focus on him though. As the title tells us, the focus is more on a moment that changed everything. A moment where Peggy Carter changed the course of history that led her to become the first superhero. The episode was more like a short story of the first Captain America film, showing us a difference between Roger's story and Peggy's, with a different twist. Steve became the Hydra Stomper, with a very familiar suit of armor, which was also designed and built by a Stark. Bucky's story also was altered. Now he was never captured by Hydra and turned into the Winter Soldier, as far as we know. The first episode ended somewhat familiar, with a mix of two films. The end of the first Captain America, Nick Fury telling Captain Carter that the war had ended almost 70 years ago in a very familiar place, like the door that brought us Loki in the first Avengers film. Tremendous first episode. Loved the artwork and the animation, and of course the story. And more like the beginning of the new universe with untold possibilities that will unfold as each new episode, and I cannot wait to see. What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? The second episode rolls in, and this time, what if the Ravagers had picked up the wrong kid from Ego? T'Challa gets kidnapped by some of the Ravagers sent by Yondu. Like Peter, he will have somewhat of a similar life. Only difference is, not a galaxy criminal. T'Challa becomes the legendary Star-Lord, which I have a problem with. Peter, when he was a kid, he came up with that name. Even his mother referenced him on a letter she left him after she died. So the fact that our Prince of Wakanda came up with that name didn't make any sense. After that, the story is very interesting. The type of person he is changed a lot of lives for a lot of people. That include Thanos himself. That's right, Thanos is a good guy now. Or at least he is in this new universe. A lot of people that were bad turned good. Which means what happened to the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy? Except for Drax, who became a bartender since his family was never killed. This episode showed us no matter where you place a hero, no matter the environment, and no matter how much you change their past, in the end, they will always make the right choice to be a hero. T'Challa was placed in a different path of a hero. He made it all around the circle, putting him back where he belonged, home in Wakanda, to fulfill his true destiny. At the end of the episode, Peter Quill showed up. Since he was never kidnapped, he got to grow up on Earth, and Ego found him. The future seems uncertain. Now that Ego may be able to fulfill his destiny, will Ego and Peter be the future villains of our new heroes? How will this all connect? I cannot wait for the next episode. Hopefully, step by step, everything will be connected in this amazing new universe. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Episode 3 is a different one, a very interesting one. That what if all our beloved original Avengers had died? One by one, our Avengers were killed before they were even summoned, and ironically, were killed during Fury's famous Busy Week. Iron Man 2, Thor, and Incredible Hulk movies happened all the same week. Thor's journey becoming worthy, Bruce dealing with his secret, and Tony dealing with his inner demons happened during the same week. And that's where our episode focuses on, starting where Tony was eating a donut inside a bigger donut, Mjolnir falls in New Mexico, and for Bruce, hiding from General Ross. One by one were killed, and as for the plot of the episode, as Fury's busy week became Hell Week, as he was trying to figure out who killed every single one of them, including Hawkeye and Black Widow. Top it all off, Asgard falls onto Earth following the death of their prince, led by their king Loki. Loki threatens to freeze the Earth as punishment unless the killer is brought to Asgardian justice. Black Widow, a moment before her death, found a name, a very interesting name who we did not get to meet until 2015 with the release of Ant-Man. Hope Van Dyne, who in this new universe had joined S.H.I.E.L.D. and died in action. This will bring us to the person who killed the Avengers. Without any spoilers, I will let you figure it out, and with enough research, you'll figure out why that person was wearing that suit. The story ends with Loki, king of Midgard, and Fury summoning not one, but two captains to save the Earth. And the story was extremely thought out, a very interesting way of getting to see of the outcome of What If. And we ponder like what happened to Whiplash and the Abomination. Question is now, are these multiple universes or one? So far it seems like the possibilities of multiple separate universes. Or are they all connected? We'll have to wait and find out as episodes roll out week after week. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Episode 4 was incredible. So far one of the best ones when it comes down to not only the animation, but the action and the story. So much happened in 30 minutes. The 4th episode focuses on Doctor Strange and his motivation in the research of the mystic arts and becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. In this new universe, Steven got into the same accident. The only difference is Christine was in the car and she dies in the accident, setting up a different chain of a path that Strange will take upon. Just like in the film, he will fight Dormammu and save the universe. The only difference now, after saving the world and becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, the only thing he's missing is Christine, which will lead him on a dark path, a path of destruction, all to save Christine from that one moment. Because of it, Steven chooses the search to beat the outcome, without realizing the effect that will have on the universe. This episode even showed us that even the strongest heroes can fall so deep that can lead them into a tragic path of evil. The Watcher himself even comments on the fact that even he, as powerful, cannot change the outcome of any situation. For the first time, our protagonists, Doctor Strange and the Watcher, acknowledge each other. I truly enjoyed the 4th episode. The animation was the best yet. The action was spectacular. And last, the story of how deep our heroes can fall. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave me any comments on your thoughts on the film. It's Marvel What If Zombies. Episode 5 is one of those episodes that I've been waiting for. Zombies. Zombies is not something new to Marvel. There has been a bunch of issues regarding to zombies. Part of me wish there were mutants in this episode. Let's be honest, a zombie Wolverine or a Deadpool one would have been awesome. But at least we did get one mutant. This episode circles around after Thanos attacked the remaining Asgardian, right at the beginning of Infinity War. Bruce lands in New York screaming that Thanos is coming, but no one's there to hear his warning. Bruce is landing in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and gets attacked by none other than the zombie Avengers, Iron Man and Doctor Strange. The best part is, Tony had his suit on and Steven was casting spells as a zombie. This was some special type of zombie virus. There are a lot of beloved heroes to be able to use their powers as zombies. Not to worry, few of them survived the apocalypse and the rescue of Banner. And they will explain how all went down with the rescue of someone's mom. The story continues like all zombie movies with the finding of the cure that leads them to find the Vision who happens to be working on it. Remember when I said mutant? Well, technically she is a mutant. And Vision has kept zombie Scarlet locked up. This episode was just phenomenal. They are killing it with the animations. And the action was crazy. And the best part, which I should remind you, this episode is based on Infinity War and Bruce warned us. That's right, zombie Thanos. Marvel What If Killmonger Rescue Tony Stark. Episode 6 is a combination of two films, the first Iron Man and the Black Panther. As you know, the reasons behind the Iron Age begins in a cave in Afghanistan after Tony was kidnapped by the Ten Rings. But this new universe, that never happened. Eric Killmonger, the cousin of T'Challa, rescues Tony Stark right at the moment where he would have been kidnapped, leading to a different alternative universe without giving birth to Iron Man. Killmonger, the high-skilled trained Navy SEAL, it is still deep down the same villain from the film Black Panther. But in this universe, he will use Tony to take revenge for the death of his father, lead him to kill T'Challa and start a war between the United States and Wakanda. Tony, of course, figures out Killmonger's plot, leaving Killmonger with one option. After killing Tony and blaming it on Wakanda, General Ross commands an attack on Wakanda. Eric uses the conflict to infiltrate Wakanda to help them fight off the United States and earning his place in Wakanda. As his reward for his loyalty, he earns the power of the Black Panther. This episode was not the best, not the worst, just a bit stale. The story was interesting, the action was cool, but truly a dull episode. Marvel What If Thor were an only child? Episode 7 hit us differently. What if Thor was the only child and not having that brotherly rivalry with Loki? Without those challenges, Thor is obviously raised differently, giving him a whole different personality. Even then, you would think that parents like his would turn him into this party prince. I mean, have you guys met Odin? And the fact that Frigga becomes a disciplined parent is just crazy. Now, the episode focuses on the first Thor film, but very different. Odin goes to Odin's sleep, leaving Thor somewhat in charge. Now, Thor has always wanted to be a great warrior, but I do not believe that it had nothing to do with the fact that he had a brother. It's more down to the culture. After all, Thor is a Norse god. In other words, a Viking. And let us not forget who his father is. So, for Thor to be raised into this spoiled party prince, it's just crazy. Now, during the episode, Thor leads a party invasion, inviting all the 9 realms down to Midgard to party. I feel like there was a lot of confusion about the effects of Thor partying and what could have happened to Earth that led S.H.I.E.L.D. to call for backup. Captain Marvel makes her second appearance in What If, and this time she shows up to stop Thor, which leads to the confrontation between each other. Now, we could debate all day long who is the strongest. I still believe even if this inexperienced Thor was a bit more serious, I would argue that Captain Marvel never had a chance. It all ends with someone's mother crashing the party, finishing up with Thor asking Jane out on a date. Right at the end, someone else showed up. Very interesting enemy that looks like will set up a chain of events in this new vast multiverse. It's Marvel What If Ultron Won. Episode 8 was unpredictably awesome. The episode focuses on Age of Ultron, but this time the Avengers did not steal the body of the Vision, meaning that the Ultron was able to transfer his mind into a new body, a stronger and more powerful body with infusion of the Mind Stone. Ultron now has the unlimited power that will win him the Earth and achieving peace. Out of nowhere, Thanos shows up with all 5 Infinity Stones already in his possession. And let's just say he lasted about 2 seconds. Where the Vision failed in Infinity War, Ultron killed Thanos in a matter of seconds. Ultron with the power of the 6 Infinity Stones will bring chaos and destruction to the entire universe. Or as he calls it, the only surviving Avengers are on a mission to find a different type of AI that will bring down Ultron. Ultron becomes aware of the Watcher and invades his home and realizes there are multiple universes and he needs to bring peace. We finally see the Watcher in action, and oh boy is he powerful. The Watcher went toe to toe with Ultron, and let's not forget, Ultron has all 6 Infinity Stones, and yet he could not beat the Watcher. Their fighting was glorious. The action and the animation was spectacular. They were fighting on and through the multiverse. After all that, they both ended up in a draw, leaving the Watcher with concerns for the multiverse. Doctor Strange from episode 4 survived the destruction of his universe and told the Watcher it's time to break his oath and it's time to intervene. Truly astonishing episode. I watched it twice back to back and I cannot wait for the next episode of What If. Marvel What If the Watcher broke his oath. The final episode of season 1 of What If the Watcher broke his oath. He intervened. And he gathered the greatest warriors in the multiverse, powerful enough that together could defeat Ultron. The Guardians of the Multiverse, led by Supreme Doctor Strange, Captain Carter, Party Thor, Star-Lord T'Challa, Killmonger, and from a new universe, Gamora. In this new universe, we get to see a glimpse of it, where she defeated Thanos and destroyed the Infinity Stones with the help of Tony Stark. A universe that I hope we get to see in the future. The Watcher has gathered them so their combined power and experience can finally stop Ultron once and for all. The Watcher explains that they need to stop Ultron, not just to save one universe, but to save the whole multiverse. The action was brilliant. Ultron used all the stones against the Guardians, and Doctor Strange was able to summon all the evil in him to stop him. Truly amazing. The animation was fantastic all around. The sound effects of each stone combined, which is pure gold. Steven by far was my favorite Guardian. Not only his animation was awesome, but his endless power of every evil creature in him truly made him one badass Sorcerer Supreme. During the fight between the Guardians and Ultron, its last member joined, Black Widow, from the previous episode, with the last hope to end the Age of Ultron. Without any spoilers, to conclude this episode, let's just say some people will always be bad, even if they do it for the right reasons. Being the final episode, and this is Marvel after all, we do have an end of credits, with Captain Carter finding something or someone special locked away. Marvel What If Season 1 was marvelous, with some truly incredible episodes and some boring ones. The stories, the animation, the action, the multiverse were astonishing. I love how each individual episode eventually connected to one big bad android, with a complete different set of heroes combined to create the Guardians of the Multiverse. I do wish each universe was numbered, not by episodes, but like they do in the comics. Like the most popular one, Universe 616. That way we can easily identify from which universe each hero and villain come from, or are they even from the same one. I've always loved the idea of what if, and Marvel has put a nail on it, not just in the comics, but now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While one different outcome or choice can affect not just a person, but an entire universe, as we saw in episode 4. Season 1 pushed the limits of the imagination, and hopefully Season 2 will push the boundaries even more. I hope you enjoyed my review on Marvel What If Season 1, and don't forget to smash that following button for more by yours truly, Achilles!